Will be the 55 Connecticut from Waterford. Critical Signs brings us Sean Monahan.
And Brian Weber scheduled to start in the number 26 from Mooresville, North Carolina, the helpingheroes.org, number 76. Green flags are in the air.
And we are just in time to see Anthony Nocella take off on the outside. Nocella in the 92 will beat everybody into the second corner.
And he will start to drive away on the backstretch as he opens up a big lead. Dave Sapienza holds on to second, but Ryan Priest working the inside of Matt Swanson, trying to take that third spot away.
It is Priest Lightning on the inside, but the man on the outside has the advantage. That's Matt Swanson. Now he is going after the 36 of Sapienza. Hit him in the back to loosen him up. Has room on the bottom. And look at Swanson. A bold move, the 21-year-old from Acton, Mass., but now he settles back into third place.
And that lead of Nocella's has evaporated a little bit as Dave Sapienza starts to close in on him. Then an equal amount back to Matt Swanson in the number 3. John McKennedy up to the 4th spot in the 79.
And right behind him is Ryan Priest. Then we have Flannery, and then Mike Christopher in 7th. So as they rabble-rouse their way off the turn, it is Anthony Nocella. Made an aggressive move on the outside early in the race to take the lead. Sapienza is right there, hanging out in the glove compartment.
Hanging right with him, but now he's got to contend with Matt Swanson, and Swanson takes a look down in the bottom there in the first and second turn, drives underneath and just makes contact with the 36 of Sapienza, but just as that
in Missouri, making his debut in the Pro 4 Modifieds in his first race, he finished 3rd. Right now it's Nocella again, almost an instant replay of what happened on the start.
Back underway, and Nocella gets that jump on the outside. Sapienza has to contend with John McKennedy in the 79, but not for long. McKennedy makes the pass on the backstretch and goes to second.
Persistent on the inside is Swanson, but he couldn't get underneath the Sapienza. And now Swanson has a headache. His name is Anthony Flannery, and Flannery is able to blur his way into the top 4.
Yeah, he goes around Swanson on the outside. Swanson kind of stuck down on the bottom there, and pretty much a freight train outside of him making the pass. There goes Rocco by him, and now Mike Christopher Jr. gets around Swanson's number 3.
It's a freight train, and Swanson doesn't have a ticket as he continues to drift backwards. Now he is even with Ryan Priest, who is in the 6 New York car. It is McKennedy in the lead on lap number 7. So we told you McKennedy was going to be a force to be reckoned with, and it took him only 7 laps in which to prove it.
Yeah, he's liking Wednesday nights. He did it in a super modified last Wednesday night at the Seekonk Speedway. In fact, he became a 5-time winner in the super modified, 5 in a row, and he did it handily last Wednesday night. Now he's leading again this Wednesday, this time in a modified race car.
McKennedy hasn't lost a super modified race since 2019. That is a pretty long streak, even though the racing season was short-circuited because of the pandemic. For contact as Sapienza and Flannery got together, and that kicked him backwards. Actually, that was Rocco who made contact with Flannery.
Yeah, Flannery caught the outside wall with the right front, a shower of sparks, but it appears that other than maybe knocking the toe out a little bit, he's able to keep going.
So Rocco, in a hurry, has moved into the top 4. The sparks are coming from the 7, and Mike Christopher, he is in 5th place. And it looks like Nocella wants his lead back as he is stalking that 79 of John McKennedy.
Yeah, McKennedy's keeping him right behind him. Nocella right there with him. Sapienza doing a great job in the 3rd spot. But yeah, Nocella would like the opportunity to get up alongside McKennedy.
And showing a resurgence as he is moving back to 6. Power move, Rocco. He is in 3rd place. Can he keep it there? As fighting back is Sapienza, but it is Rocco in the top 3.
Yeah, Rocco able to make that patented move down on the inside to get around Sapienza. Takes the spot away. Sapienza holds tough with Mike Christopher and holds him off.
That was like a Jacob deGrom fastball, and taking over 3rd was Rocco. Sapienza fourth. And right now he is getting pestered by Mike Christopher, who goes to the inside. Christopher has tried that move, and this time it works. Priest following him into the top 5. So Sapienza gets stuck on the outside. Rocco got by him, Christopher got by him, and now Priest is getting by him.
Yeah, tough break for Sapienza, who has lost a number of spots in just the last few laps. But up front, it's still Nocella chasing John McKennedy, and Keith Rocco watching from the 3rd spot.
Remember a few laps ago, it was Flannery into the upper tier of the field. Now he is fighting for his life against Andrew Kraus. So that is a very hot contest deep in the field and up at the front. Nocella not giving up as he continues to put pressure on the back bumper of the McKennedy car.
Yeah, they're running 1, 2, 3. Just about a car length separates each of them as they head down into turn 1. McKennedy firmly in charge, but Anthony Nocella stays within striking distance. Rocco looking for a little running room down underneath Mike Christopher as they go down into turn 3.
Now Priest trying to get underneath Mike Christopher. The 7 against the 6, and Priest comes up dry. Mike Christopher Jr. able to protect his turf.
Yeah, it's Priest hammering on Christopher as he's going to try it again. No, he will settle in and follow Christopher through that 3rd and 4th turn. Rocco sizing up Anthony Nocella.
So Rocco is glued to the tailpipe. Turn 3, that's where Rocco does his best work. There he is. He's on the attack as he tomahawks his way underneath the Nocella. That's part 1. Part 2, can he hold the advantage? And he does.
Yeah, he's trying to go for 2 in a row here tonight. Winning the Sunoco Modified feature earlier. Now he goes after John McKennedy. Priest continues to battle with Christopher as they're both ganging up on Anthony Nocella now.
Well, the 2 guys who were most impressive during qualifying tonight, John McKennedy and Keith Rocco, are running 1-2 on the track. Nocella dropped to 3rd. What about Ryan Priest? He is on the inside trying to get the best of Dave Sapienza. He gets by Sapienza, and now he is going after Nocella.
Yeah,
Mike Christopher is right in the picture as well.
Yeah, he's been working the bottom of Mike Christopher, unable to make that pass, and the both of them right up on the back bumper of Anthony Nocella. Here's Priest again, going to go 2 in 1 pass if he can make it work. Gets a little loose out of turn 4. Nocella tries to fight back.
Let's see if Priest has a double whammy, and he does, as he has upward mobility from 6th into 3rd. So that was a pretty strong move. Now trying to make one against McKennedy is Keith Rocco. So Rocco all over that number 79 like a checkered shirt on a lumberjack. We have a car.
Pace car is off and the green flag is in the air. Here's the start for John McKennedy as he will lead Rocco down into turn 1.
Like soda out of a shaken can. Priest going to work. Almost got underneath Rocco. Got about a quarter away there. We're talking about Max Ackham. He is in the top 5. Priest gets underneath Mike Christopher Jr. He's going after Keith Rocco. What about Max Ackham? Having a great run. Now, Ronnie Williams, for the first time tonight, we mentioned him. He moves into 6th place.
Yeah, a lot of changes up there, well inside the top 10 as McKennedy continues to lead it. Rocco now being hounded by Ryan Priest.
And it is Williams trying to figure out a way to get by Max Ackham. That would be a fight for the top 5. And wandering to the outside, Ronnie Williams. McKennedy increases his lead over Rocco as he is able to BB his way off the corner.
That front pack has started to pull away from the rest of the field. Then you go back to 4th spot, Anthony Nocella. Plenty of company behind him, including Max Ackham, Ronnie Williams, and the 7 New York of Mike Christopher. Here's Williams with a move down underneath Ackham.
And let's see if he can make it work, and he does. So Ronnie Williams now is moved up into 5th place.
Boy,
and he is not content with that. He's going after Mike Christopher.
Well, driving down
Wow.
underneath Anthony Nocella to take the spot away, as that battle for second spot has cooled off, at least for the time being. It had been Ryan Preece and Keith Rocco going at it, but Rocco's put some space between himself and Preece. Now Ronnie Williams is trying to reel them in.
I thought it was going to be a big battle between Nocella and Ronnie Williams, and Williams just overwhelmed him. Max Zackham, trying to tap dance around Mike Christopher, is able to get it done. So Max Zackham, in one of his best runs we have seen at Thompson since he almost won a Wheeler Modified Tour race, he is in 6th. Things are getting crowded at the front of the field between McKennedy and Rocco.
Spin. Over
Riccardi
there in the 4th turn. Yeah.
Let's see if he can explode the way he did the last time.
Green
like
flag.
lava out of a volcano.
Green flag is in the air, and McKennedy gets the jump.
And Rocco loses a position to Williams. Ronnie Williams on the attack.
Yeah, he rocketed right up there to the back bumper of John McKennedy, and now makes a threat at the lead.
As he uses front bumper like a billy club to let McKennedy know he was in the neighborhood. Rocco has dropped back, and now he has to hold off Mike Christopher to the top 3. Ryan Preece is 5th, Nocella 6th, and Ronnie Williams, who was almost non-existent in the first quarter of this race, has become a huge factor.
Yeah, was right there with John McKennedy. McKennedy has pried himself a little distance between himself and Ronnie Williams. Wouldn't call it a comfortable lead, but he's got about a length and a half between them to get a little breathing room there.
A couple of guys to watch who are at the rear of the field right now. Max Zackham in the 18, Matt Swanson in the 3. So they are trying to bob and weave their way toward respectability. McKennedy, a powerful performance so far. And now Rocco, who was in the first row, he dropped way back. We'll see if he can regain his momentum.
Kind of spread out there amongst the top 5 at this point. Anthony Nocella feeling some heat from Chris Pastriak. It wasn't all that long ago that Pastriak was spinning through the infield, and now he's up there along with Dave Sapienza to do battle with Anthony Nocella. That's just outside the top 5.
Preece approaching Mike Christopher in a fight for 4th. Tries to go downstairs, looking for momentum. Can't get it. Leading by the length of the Goodyear blimp is that number 79 of McKennedy. But maybe the best war right now is between Mike Christopher in the 7 and Ryan Preece in the 6.
Yeah, Preece takes a look down on the inside right there between 3 and 4. And draws alongside as they race down the front stretch. Great battle right there. Preece and Christopher side by side down into turn 3.
And it looks like Preece is going to win that battle as he shuffles his way underneath Mike Christopher. Still close at the line. It was Christopher in 4th at the stripe, but Preece trying to get control now. Nocella leads the next contingent of cars. Dave Sapienza trying to work his way underneath Pastriak, and he completes a move, but up at the front, it is John McKennedy leading by us.
Was strong before that caution flag, and Ryan Preece. He'll start inside of the 3rd row as the pace car peels off down on the pit road. Green flag is in the air. We're back underway, and a big jump for Dave Sapienza.
And Rocco is able to get by Zackham. He is able to get by Kraus, and now he's going after Sapienza.
Sapienza will lead him through the 3rd and 4th turn. Rocco sizes him up out of turn 4, sticks the nose down underneath, and here comes Preece up on the outside.
So Preece is following Sapienza, but look at Rocco. He is back in front, getting a battle to the inside.
Yeah, Sapienza trying to come back down on the inside of Rocco. And Preece right there, locked to the back bumper of Rocco as they both race around Sapienza.
Sapienza fighting a losing battle as he was swallowed up by the combination of Rocco and Preece. Preece has tried to make moves on the inside all night long. Is he going to be trying one against Rocco? Remember, a few laps ago, Priest went by him, and Rocco wasted no time in getting the advantage back. In third, Sapienza and Matt Swanson. He is tickling the back bumper of the Sapienza car, and he is making a move, trying to get into the top three, and Swanson is there.
Yeah, Swanson, another one of those on new rubber, as Dave Sapienza holds on as well as he can. He's given up the third spot to Swanson. Right behind him now is Ronnie Williams. Williams runs in the fifth spot.
And then Pastriak right behind him, then Max Ackham. We have a battle for the lead. Priest trying to crowbar his way underneath Rocco. Couldn't do it. When will he try it again? Right now, Rocco has an edge by about the length of a molecule.
Priest again looking it over, going down into turn 3. Content to follow him through and ride with Rocco. They run 1-2.
Rocco leading, but all over him like dimples on a golf ball is Priest, who it looks like he might have a crevice underneath if he is quick enough to take advantage of it. In third is Swanson. Priest going to work on the inside.
Takes a peek down there anyway, but not enough to pull up alongside, and will follow him down into turn 1.
That was a pretty good peek, but what he is looking for is a peak performance. Let's see if he gets it in the next couple of laps.
Still plenty of time to go. That'll be 58 laps complete when they go by this time. Rocco continues to lead.
Rocco, the edge by a fingernail. Then Swanson and Williams. In fifth is Sapienza, followed by Pastriak, as they trigger their way off the corner. Rocco doing a good job holding off Priest. Remember earlier tonight in our Sunoco Modified interview, Mike Christopher said Keith Rocco knows exactly where to be so he won't get past. He's going to have to use that skill against Ryan Priest.
Bottom shot for Ronnie Williams down underneath Matt Swanson to take over the third spot. Don't count him out because he was strong in the first part of this race.
And he can make up ground in a hurry. And maybe he'll try to do it right now with 15 laps to go.
Ronnie Williams trying to climb in there and get into the battle for the lead. Still Rocco and Priest duking it out. John McKennedy has not been able to get back to the front.
And that is something we did not anticipate. He's trying to get by Sapienza now up at the front.
Yeah,
Priest playing the waiting game.
He was mired back in about the 7th spot and having a hard time getting around Dave Sapienza.
So now Ryan Priest, he is the straw that stirs the drink. What is he going to do? And while Rocco and Priest are battling for the lead, Ronnie Williams has become a major player. The top three now can fit in an aspirin bottle. The driver giving everybody a headache is Keith Rocco.
Yeah, Rocco continues to show the way around. Priest has to wait for the opportune moment, and that doesn't always come when you're racing against Keith Rocco. So he may have to just force his way in there, as now Ronnie Williams has come and gotten right on the back bumper of Priest. So we'll have to see if Williams becomes a factor in this thing. Maybe he'll try the outside of Ryan Priest while Priest is trying the inside of Rocco. 3-car race for the lead out of turn 4.
An extravaganza as Ronnie Williams, he was hammering on the back of the Priest car. Let's see what he does. Priest is able to pull away and get a little bit of relief as they are able to nitro their way into the corner. Williams making a move, got 1/4 of the way there, and then decided to quit for now. We are down to 9 laps to go.
Those 3 cars, it's a breakaway out front. Priest again with a little bit of a look underneath Keith Rocco. Can't make it work. Ronnie Williams again with a head of steam on the backstretch, but does not pull up alongside Priest.
So when will Williams strike against Ryan Priest? Right now, the driver with the lightning in his hip pocket is Keith Rocco. So we have a 3-car breakaway. Matt Swanson is 4th. Pastriak is 5th. McKennedy is 6th. And since the pit stop on lap number 50, Pete, John McKennedy has not been John McKennedy.
Yeah, not what we saw in the first part of the race, that's for sure, as he is not closing on the front runners. Rocco with a little bit of breathing room between himself and Ryan Preece. Don't know whether that's by design as far as Ryan Preece is concerned, as we're down to it with just 6 laps to go.
And you have to think that Preece is ready for one more run at the 57 car. When will it come? Maybe now, as he had some room on the bottom, but Rocco went up high, and he got an assistance from the high banking to maintain his edge.
Yeah, he's able to keep the momentum by being up one groove further than Ryan Preece. Preece has got a little more work to do if he's going to make the pass on the bottom. Meanwhile, Ronnie Williams itching to go forward. And he could be the spoiler in all of this with just 4 laps to go.
He might go when Preece goes. And Preece might be going now as they go into turn number 3. Here he is in between the corner. And once again, it looks like he's going to make an emphatic move and then thinks otherwise. Down to 3 laps to go. Preece making a move right now. Comes up empty.
Deep down into turn 1. Can't do it, and he gave up the top to Ronnie Williams. So now Williams will go after Keith Rocco.
So let's see if Williams has one more bullet left in the chamber. 2 laps to go. Rocco hanging on. Ronnie Williams right there. Preece is right there. And Rocco looking to go 2 for 2 tonight. Beats everybody into the 4th turn.
Here they come to get the white flag. 1 more lap left. Rocco using the middle of the racetrack out of turn 4. Does not want a threat on the inside. Last chance for Ronnie Williams. He looks to the outside of Rocco. No running room there. 1 more shot as they go down into turn 3. Here's Ronnie Williams with a look down on the bottom. Out of turn number 4, checkered flag is in the air. Keith Rocco will hold on to win. Ronnie Williams for 2nd. Ryan Preece 3rd. Matt Swanson is 4th. 5th is Chris Pastriak. 6th is the 79 of John McKennedy.
And then it will be Mike Christopher finishing 7th.